Hello, welcome to Prusa Live 36, our holiday edition. With me, as always, is Mikla Sousa and Joseph Prusa. We're super happy to have you guys with us for the last show of the year, and we've got a good one, I think. Let's kick off with our Prusa Printers picks of the week. What do you have, Mickey?
I have a super practical thingy, maybe even now for the holiday season. It's a backlip and it's amazing. I love it. It prints in place and you just go like this and whatever back you have just snaps in place and it's like super tight. I bet this even like seals. So yeah, it's amazing.
Does it have a living hinge or a standard hinge?
It has
a print in place.
Yeah, it is a print in place, but like standard hinge. I don't know if you can really see it, but yeah, it's just cleverly like there's 45-degree angles and little gaps, so it doesn't touch really. It's really well thought out, and it's by Neo Yarus on PrusaPrinters.
Yeah, mine has already been stolen and is closing up cookie ingredients as my mother is here baking Christmas cookies. So yes, very, very useful. So I have a Christmas ornament. It is the Christmas ball, and I printed it in one of these fun multi, two-color filaments.
Cool.
Yeah,
that looks nice.
So that was one of the entries in our holiday contest.
Very nice.
So, and I actually snagged it back off of my Christmas tree because it was hanging there already. So,
and I have
back after the show.
I have Joe's pigs here as well.
Yeah, I forgot them in the office, but they are the Christmas ornaments.
I will be your extended arms for the stream. So there's a variation. It's really fun. They print flat, like like that, and then you assemble them. And there are some really I like these two, which look like ornaments, but this is the ivory frame with a circular pattern, and this is the frame that's under the heat bath, also patterned circularly. So
the Y carriage.
I love these.
Yeah.
It's like it's great that you have to look at them for a second before you realize.
Yeah.
They're super fun.
Of course, we put Joe's face on some of them.
Santa Joe.
So yeah, those are on Joe's profile on PrusaPrinters.
Fantastic. All right, so we've had a bunch of contests going on recently, and we've got some winners to announce.
Oh yes.
So let's hop right into that right away.
Okay.
So the first one we had was the quick prints contest, and the idea of this was design something that is a great like handout giveaway, demo print, and it needs to print in under an hour, and it needs to be useful too. It can't just be pretty. It has to have a function to it. So you guys came up with some very cool quick prints, and there were some that we absolutely loved. So who is in third place on our quick prints?
So below the third place on the website,
that's
on the
right,
blog
yes.
post before it's not released yet, but it will be in a second. You can see the top places that were voted by the community, like the Ratchet tool, basically. Also print in place. Pretty cool system, I have to say. Yeah, some nice little thingies. But on the third place in this contest is the ultra thin pen compliant mechanism by Fabian Vela.
Oh, I love this.
I actually have one of them here, and it's super cool because the pen mechanism isn't out. You just grab it and push. I did break a little bit of it just before the show, and then the pen comes out, and you have access to the pen and pull it back in, and but
That's cool.
It's super thin. It's just barely thicker than the ink cartridge itself, which I think was super great.
I love it that actually used for compliant mechanisms. Usually they're demos of stuff, but this is nice. It's practical.
Right. Real functional. And you know, if you have like a big notebook or, you know, something like that, this would be easy just to like slide in as almost like a bookmark of where you were in your notebook, but also, you know, it's your pen. So
yeah.
Very cool.
Okay. So then we move on to our second place. And it's what was the most popular by, you know, if our community was picking the winner, and it's the Precision Tweezers by M4NU. I think, I have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have them too? Yeah, super quick print. Yeah, we were really considering it for the winner, but there were some, I think they could be really like, it's a little changes and they would be perfect. Like the one thing that's like, I would say imperfect about these is that the tips slide to the side a bit, which makes it sometimes.
Sure you can kind of see that there. Like every time it wants to close, it kind of, but you can get it. What I did find is like just trying to pick up little things, you know, it works. It works quite well. Like, but it does feel kind of weird, and every once in a while things will slide out. So
it prints flat, and then you just assemble it very quickly. So
I was impressed at how many of these like quick print demo prints were like print in place or had some kind of like mechanism built in. I really did enjoy that this time, and I think it really does show how much the kind of level of design and engineering is going up throughout the entire community, that like this is becoming standard.
Yeah. So fantastic place, and for a new really lovely design. And yes, you win the 5 spools of Prusa for the second place. And then we move on to our first place, and I've already shown that print before. It's the backlip by NeoYarus, and this is actually our pick for the first place because it's incredible. Like, I think it went a little bit under the radar.
Yeah,
but it is so good.
The thing is like there are so many chip clips out there. You know, we've seen so many bag clips and chip clips and everything else, but like a lot of them are either like you've got to squeeze them real hard. So like if you have weaker hands, like, you know, they're very difficult to use, or, you know, they don't like seal across an entire bag. Like it's just a little thing.
Yeah.
Like we've seen so many things. And this one, because someone took the time to put the hinges in and the way that the mechanisms work and everything, it's like, it's really good and really useful, and it prints fast. And
it has this, I'm gonna stop the screen share for a sec. This clever, you know, sharp, what do I call, like a blade that goes inside. So once it's closed, the bag actually has to go through like a little labyrinth. So I think that's why it seals so well. And also the fact that it's like, without the bag, it doesn't really, it doesn't work. But that's because, you know, it expects something to be in it. And as soon as you put any thickness, you know, between it, it just like has this satisfying click, and it just holds so well, really.
And it has enough flex in it too, that if you take like a bag and like twist up the bag and then put it across the twist, it will still flex enough and still close. And it's great. It really is.
So, taking a snack.
Yeah, I'm eating the Christmas sweets. This is the gingerbread.
I'll start tomorrow. Have some at home.
That was a strange looking gingerbread cookie.
So that's our winners. Really, congrats. We had so many great contributions. Again, don't forget that there are more winners. We also have the community vote, who gets
one of the difficult things on this one is there were so many good entries, and, you know, kind of printing out and testing entries and things like that. Like normally there's a lot to print and things like that. The nice thing on this one is all the prints were quick.
Yeah,
and so
exactly under an hour each print. So that was sweet.
Right. And you know, I think this is a great contest to be ending right now at the holidays, because if you have a bunch of family members over and like you want to show them like how cool 3D printing is, like they don't have to sit around for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 hours to wait for your print to be done. You know, I printed a really nice little phone stand that was one of the things that was in contention, and it took 20 minutes to print, but it's like an actual like 3D thing, and you know that's great to just, you know, show off to your family. So
okay, so that was this contest.
I'm thinking I should eat during all the streams.
Because that'll be the new standard. Mickey and I will just do the stream, and you'll just sit and have a meal. Great. So speaking of the holidays, that is our next contest that just ended. We did a super quick, under a month, I think, or just about a month, holiday contest for ornaments to celebrate, you know, all the holidays that are upon us. And again, you know, you guys kind of blew us away. There's a lot of great prints there. Do we want to start with the community picks again?
Yeah, sure. Let's start with that. So we have the cartoon candle.
I love this cartoon candle.
It's awesome.
The creator actually released a bunch of them. And I think this was number 4, I think, and I actually think it is the cutest one. But yeah, they're super adorable.
The Waymo Christmas tree, some snowflakes.
I'm gonna get one of those started this afternoon.
Okay, nice.
I keep adding a vase mode Christmas tree to like every year to my like
your collection of
like my Christmas decorations. Yeah,
nice.
There's the Christmas ball.
Yeah, that's your pick of the week, right? And then the gingerbread mug.
Oh,
those are the community picks, and then we go to our first 3 places. The third place is the customizable snow globe by Scony Makes, and
quite.
And one of the things I loved about this is like he released so many different like layers. Like each one of those is made of 3 different layers that are stuck in. And he released a ton of different ones. And not only did he release the 3D files, like he released the G code, and he released the STL, and he released the OBJs, and the inventor files, and DWG. So if you want to laser cut these instead of 3D print them, like the DWGs are there, like, and because it's a simple shape, it's going to be so easy if you know Inkscape, just like, you know, even this much. For you to, you know, draw out a new one and extrude it out. So I thought it was a ton of fun.
Awesome system.
These are great.
Kind of reminds me a little bit about Borderlands, where they just, instead of making million guns, they made the modules and they get randomly generated. You get like randomly generated snow globes, basically.
Yeah.
Awesome job. So Scony Makes, that was our 3rd place.
Also think, again, holidays, family, and things, like if you're trying to entertain the kids, print a bunch of those out and throw them down and have them make their own snow globes by mixing and matching.
True.
So.
Then our 2nd place is the Bearded Christmas Gnome by Thomas. It's the twist on the lion.
The hairy
right?
lion. Yeah. And you know, it was one of those things, and I talk about it in the blog post, like, you know, 5 years ago, the hairy lion came out, and then all of a sudden there was the hairy Einstein and the hairy Tesla, and like, you know, they made all of these things, and, you know, the fad kind of died out. And, you know, in many ways, it was okay that the fad died out. Like, we didn't need a ton of them, but I think this is a adorable and perfect piece of technique.
Yes, it is.
And I'm so glad to see it back.
Nicholas, I think we have a bust of me. We should do it. We should do the beard.
I don't want to say the combination of the 2 words, but one of them is Harry and the other is Joe, basically. Would be so funny.
I don't see. I saw the gnome and instantly thought of our good friend Shane. So you know.
True. Okay, and that moves us to the 3rd place, and I think we can say that this time this wasn't hard, right? Like
okay, I will say I felt a little pressured on this one. I felt this is maybe the first time that I thought if I didn't choose this entry as the winner, that like I might have people knocking on my door. Like.
Probably, yeah. So the first place goes to Fixem Dude with his TIE Fighter card ornament. And yeah, I bet you most of our viewers have already seen it online because it's all over Twitter, all over Instagram, it's everywhere. And it's so good. I have to say it is just so good. So pretty.
Yeah, and he's working on some additional ones. Like I think he's got a version that he just did that will print on SLA and yeah.
Yeah. Someone printed it
so
from...
many
makes.
Like some crystal... I mean, this is very nice. There was someone who printed it with like a clear crystal... Oh, cute.
Well, I think the clear one might have been Krusty working on the SLA version.
Oh, maybe. Oh, there's some. Yeah, anyway.
Oh, that looks great.
So many. Ah, there's an outside one. That's frosted.
Oh,
that's great.
That's so cool.
This is the best make.
Yeah. Yeah, so fantastic job. I think everyone will agree that this is well-deserved first place.
I was about to say that like we should have some kind of contest around makes, and then I realized that we do. It's the PrusaPrinters the Prusa Live contest that we hold every time that we do one of these shows.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's right.
yes.
Okay, so there was the contests, right?
Yeah, those were the contests.
And we kind of already transitioned a little bit into the next segment. I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
The winners will get something extra for their winning designs, not just the prizes, but also badges.
Yeah. So we recently released the new badge system last week, and you guys kind of went crazy for it, and we are so happy about it. So now, as you interact on PrusaPrinters, you will have the ability to earn badges, get additional like levels on some of those badges, and also earn Prusa meters. And do you want to explain? Is your mouth empty enough right now, Joe, to explain Prusa meters, or should I have Vicky?
So when we were thinking about doing some points, you can collect. I got an idea that you could actually collect the filament, and later you would be able to exchange it for the real Prusa. So we started working on it. I think it took actually quite some time. We were working on it for at least 3/4 of a year, but I'm super happy. I think some of the spools were already sent out. Right, Nicholas? I think
yeah. I believe so, yeah.
160, but when we got the data today, I think what was the number? 570,000 meters of Prusa were given to the accounts. That is incredible.
Yeah.
It's really funny. On my Friday call last Friday, we were discussing the new badges and the new Prusa meters, and we mentioned like, oh yeah, you earn Prusa meters and then you submit that for real Prusa and everything else. And someone was like, wait, what? You mean the actual Prusa meters actually become meters of Prusa? I was like, yeah, you collect enough Prusa meters and you can turn that in and actually get filament. And they were just like, this is the coolest thing ever. And so, yeah, I think it's really great way to do our reward system. And we're looking at additional ways that we can kind of incorporate some of these things into some rewards. And so you might see some additional contests and things coming in the near future where instead of us sending you actual filament or things, that we just go ahead and reward you Prusa meters, and then you can turn that in for other things. And I it was in the list there also, but it's not just filament you can turn it in for. You can get yourself one of our new hats or a t-shirt or a hoodie or all kinds of things. So
yes,
yeah,
I think it's great.
Yeah, and then we have the badges, and there was quite a hunt on Twitter to get them all. But
Right.
what was the name of the guy who really wanted them all? I can't remember.
You can't. Yeah. I don't know.
Who was that?
He's not around very much. Seems odd that he would want
He
all
just
of them.
popped out of nowhere.
Yeah, like Weckler,
something like that. Yeah,
something
starts
like
with
that.
W.
Something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. He gave us some ideas for some badges just inspired by him though. So we'll see.
I was happy to see how surprised people were when we introduced this. When for me, like this was one of the things that was planned from the very beginning of launching the project, and we were all really looking forward to when it's live. But of course, like having collections as high priority, having so many things have higher priority than this, and we finally continuous work, we were crossing them all, adding all the features. So we actually got to the point where we can work on. I mean, for a while we've been working on stuff that other sites do not have, and I think this is one of the first like big features. And
that was a comment I had on Twitter for sure. Was like one of the things I'm most excited about this is thus far pretty much everything on PrusaPrinters has been a matter of kind of getting the base functionality that a site like this needs to have. And this is one of the first times that we've kind of really taken that jump to take it beyond what the other sites out there do.
I think it's kind of hilarious that like we made the system, like, but I'm like, I want the badges. I want them.
I know. Now I feel so bad. I'm like, all those times where I didn't log in to like download stuff and things like that. Now I'm like, oh, make sure I'm logged in. Make sure I'm logged in. Like I need to get all these like multitudes of files that like I haven't uploaded yet. Like these models up and
I need to increase the IT security, so Mikos can't get login for the database. So he can't sell badges on the black market and give himself all of the badges.
Yes.
I'm wondering where the is Joseph Prusa badge, like that you're the only person that has that one badge.
I suggested that too. We should do that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and it will give me a level 420.
Yeah. Someone's asking in the chat. I saw it several times. So if you collect the Prusa meters, like yes, there's it's a voucher, 100% voucher for the product. You still need to pay the shipping. So it's one of like also like security ways that it like prevents like cheating from being too easy. And also there's like different shipping to different countries costs more or less. So it wouldn't really be that fair.
Yeah, but I think it is a good security measure. The fact that you have to pay shipping, because if somebody cheats 100,000 spools overnight,
I mean,
we sleep,
it should be possible. But
he can't just ship them to himself.
I can just see Martin Peszek, the leader of the PrusaPrinters team, just going into the warehouse and like, where is all the stuff? Where are all the spools? But
I mean, but we don't. We still haven't managed to have a large stock of PrusaPrinters, anyways.
Yeah, and I don't want to like reveal how we do it, but let's just say someone was like, it was very few cases, but someone was already trying to cheat the system. And guess what he found out? He found out that you can have negative Prusa meters. So he doesn't have 0. He has less than 0. So it's gonna take him a while to get.
Plus, you are evil. Andre is evil.
Yeah, it wasn't me. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and also there's the fact that you have to have some likes, and it's a 30-day period. So
yeah, and it's lovely that if you make a good design that gets continuous, downloads and likes, like it can make you one free spool every month. So really, like, it keeps supporting the designers continuously, which I really like. That it's not like a one-time hit, but if you make like a really good design, it will keep benefiting you for a really long time. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, there was definitely some question about that. Some people were confused as to if the first 30-day period of a design was the only time that design could accumulate points.
No. It's every 30 days. It's just a 30-day period where you have different achievements of different points, and then the 30 days get reset and it starts collecting it again. So, I mean, very often you'll see like a sudden spike, like you release something awesome, it will get a lot of likes and downloads in like 1 or 2 months. So, I mean, you'll still get a lot of meters, but I'd say only the like the best designs will get like longevity or something. Like it's I guess it's quite difficult to make something that's popular the whole time, but maybe something like this, like that could be it.
I feel like some of the YouTubers need to be careful that they don't have people begging them to show off their designs so that they get all kinds of Prusa meters.
Someone is saying we should make a badge for the cheaters, just like big L.
Yeah.
But then people would cheat on purpose because they would want the badge. I can already see it happening.
Yeah, what was the name of the guy? The W.
Finster? Something? I don't know.
Something. Okay, so we had a release yesterday, or did it? I think it was yesterday. Today. Okay. A lot of you have been playing with it for a while, but PrusaSlicer 2.4 is officially live. So for everyone who didn't feel comfortable trying out the alphas and the betas and things like that, it is totally released now and golden. So head on out there and give it a try. It's a
Happy
huge
holidays.
release.
This is our gift from us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Early gift. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge release with a ton of features, and Mickey has been losing many hours of sleep trying to get the video ready and everything else to try to explain some of these features.
I mean, guys, just go through the complete change logs, because we were talking with Nicholas before that there's no way he could fit everything into a video,
right?
Or it would be 1 hour long.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have the article on the blog, which covers the highlights, the biggest features, and there's pictures and examples and everything. But if you want to go, like real nerdy and you want to know everything, there's a link to the GitHub releases page, and the final release has links for all the alpha, beta, and release candidate versions. So, for example, the changelog for the alpha one is huge, and it like talks about the algorithms and the history of PrusaSlicer, why it behaved like it behaved, and why we changed it and how difficult it was. And it really goes very, very in depth about the decisions that the team made and the difficulties and the problems that they had to overcome. So I think if you really want to be the master, of the knowledge of PrusaSlicer, if you go through the changelogs, you will get a lot of info.
Yeah. And we've covered a lot of the kind of highlights in previous episodes and things too. So if you want to hear us babble on about fun things like the new paint on coloring systems and things like that, we've definitely been out there. But
I mean, like one example, like for all these things, like for me, one of the like biggest things about this release is like this small paragraph.
Yeah, it's fast.
Which is like, oh, by the way, it's like 2 to 4 times faster. Like, holy cow! Like, if you, I've forgotten, because I've been using the alpha and beta versions for some time. I've forgotten like like how big the difference is. But now when I was doing the video, I actually launched it side by side, and it is like so much faster. Like, it is incredible how much faster it is. And I don't really think that 2.3 was slow. It was only slow when you put some huge like detailed model in it with like this model has like over 1 million triangles. So it's pretty tough on the CPU. But yeah, the 2.4 just, so fast. So that's like 4 lines in the article. So there's a lot of goodies that might go under the radar, but yeah, the improvements are huge.
Oh, did you pause the video or it took that long?
Yeah, I love some of the UI interface changes too.
Yeah,
I think there was a lot of stuff that wasn't 100% necessary, but really does kind of make it feel more updated and more modern.
Yeah, definitely the best part is the clippy.
PrusaPrinters,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, speaking about UI, like for example, these, I don't know if you can really see them, but these buttons, you could control-click the slider to input an exact value, but not how many people will find it out. So just, adding, but we monitor the, social media and the GitHub issues and everything, and the devs see that like people keep asking for a feature that's already in PrusaSlicer, but clearly it is not obvious. So like, we get together and they figure out a way to make it like so obvious for everyone. So you just add a button and the button makes you input exact value, and it's like, it will never be asked basically, I think, online ever again, because it's so intuitive. Like everyone will be able to figure that out.
Yeah.
And yeah, the support so much easier to remove. Like, yeah. Oh my god,
snug supports. Like that's one of the things that I think is really, catching on with people, because the paint on coloring is fantastic. I'm not taking anything away from that. And for people who have MMUs and things, it's just awesome. But snug supports is something that will help absolutely everyone out there, because we all have to print with supports from time to time, and having super easy to remove supports is very nice.
But we should tell people that they have to enable them now, because we didn't do so right now, because it needs a little bit more testing in the wild before we put it on as a default, because for some cases the old type might be better.
Right.
I think we're getting like, we might change them to default, and because we have the auto-updating profiles, it might just happen that one day they are the default, but not yet. And the decimation, like if you have a huge model with so many triangles, and even like you get a wireframe view, I love this. I could nerd about this all day. Like you can see all the triangles and all the detail, and it decimates it, and you can see the progress and everything. It's really, really nice.
Yeah. And that was something that you could have done previously in another piece of software, NetFab, MeshLab, all of those things. But why have to open up yet another piece of software? Why have to learn all those UIs? Just do it all in PrusaSlicer.
And I bet you like people will find so many uses for the features that we didn't even think about. Like, I know this isn't the best way to make like parametric models, but with the negative volumes, like holes and stuff like this, you can make them non-destructively inside PrusaSlicer. And then if someone, downloads the free MF, they can just resize the hole, make it bigger or smaller. And I bet you someone will think about some weird ways to make like really customizable models with this or something. Like, I'm looking forward to see that.
Yeah, it's super cool, and we're already seeing users really starting to take advantage of it when it was just in the alphas and the betas. It will be very interesting to see over the next couple months where users really start to dig into this, and everything now that it's fully live.
A user is asking in the chat if it's getting more complicated, and I mean yes, to a certain degree, but one thing is we have the free modes, the simple, advanced, and expert. So a lot of the features go into the advanced and expert modes, so you don't see them in the basic view. And the other thing is our documentation, and for example the Clippy Joe, which every time you start a PrusaSlicer, it will tell you a little hint about, hey, there's this feature you might not know about, and it's really cool.
Yeah, and I have to. The legal department told me that I have to say it is actually a piece of filament. It is not the thing to bind the papers.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Filament Joe. All right. Now we know. Fantastic. All right. Well, we could rant all day about all the cool stuff in PrusaSlicer 2.4, but again, we've discussed a lot of it in the past, and we've got an awesome guest with us.
Maybe we'll get a little bit to it in the questions and answers
in the
segment.
Q&A.
Yeah, in the end.
For
so
sure.
Stay tuned if you have some questions about PrusaSlicer.
Yeah. We kind of anticipate that you guys will be asking questions about badges and PrusaSlicer 2.4 in the Q&A. So yeah. All right, so our guest this week is Caleb Kraft. Let's go ahead and bring him in. So a lot of you guys may know Caleb from his work at Make and his work way back in the day at Hackaday. But Caleb is super into modifying video games controllers for those who have extra needs. And he is currently running a contest on PrusaPrinters back into the multitudes of contests that are out there right now. And is a good way into it, but there's still plenty of time. It's running until mid-January, I think. Almost a month still left in the contest, I think. The 19th, stuff like that. Right?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. So you could create some designs right now that could, help out your fellow gamers. And Caleb is here to talk a little bit about it. So
absolutely. Thanks for inviting me. I'm proud. This is the first external contest that Prusa is hosting.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not only that, it's probably the smallest contest that Prusa has ever hosted.
But I think you're still doing pretty good. You were like, oh, if I get 5 or 10 entries, like I'll be happy. And I think you're well past that.
Yeah, it's a small niche. Yeah.
But still, that being said, if you guys have some design skills, think about entering the contest.
So you'd be surprised how simple things can be and still be very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think we're like, you basically started a little bit of a direction, or you are the first in the direction that we would really love to go, like smaller contests, but like really directed at a specific problem. And that's exactly, I think, what you're doing here. And it could really help someone. Like, I know it's not thousands of models, but you don't need thousands of models. You need that one model that you're looking for, and you couldn't get it before.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can you show us some of the examples and explain it a little bit? I follow you for a long time, so I get an idea.
Yeah, I'd be happy to show you some because mine aren't on that page. I didn't enter my own contest. But I actually have here a controller that I'm working on right now that's got 2 different mods on it that I can show off. This one I'm super proud of. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my camera around so you can see it more clearly. But so this is a thumbstick adapter that has different attachments that can go on the thumbstick. And this is for people that have this one is a cup. Mm-hmm. So that they could stick an attachment down in there, or a giant, if they had to use their whole hand, or just this little T one. But the cool thing about this adapter is, at least for me, this was a new area of design. It actually has a threaded screw all the way through that clamps it onto the thumbstick. Well, that one's messed up because I've been playing with it so much. Here we go. So it actually clamps onto the thumbstick. Nice. And I gotta say, the printer I had before I got my Mark III's, I couldn't do threads like this consistently. But the Mark III's has opened up the doors to this, and it's been wonderful.
That is
nice.
Yeah,
there's that one, and then there's this little model that I just published on PrusaPrinters. It looks ridiculously simple, but it's got a print-in-place hinge, and it holds down the button for someone, which seems it's so simple, but it's useful.
Wow, you know what? I have a little bit of an RSI, repetitive strain injury, and I'm always looking for if I can't bind a key for outrun in a game, I will either not play the game or I will make some script that holds it for me. So I could
Yeah.
actually, I could actually use that model. That's cool.
Yeah, it's super
wow.
simple, and it's just got a
yeah.
And it looks like a dinosaur.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
That
I'm real
is-
proud of that one.
Super nice.
Yeah. So do you have any examples of some of these? Because I know you've been doing this in the past too. Do you have any examples of any of the others that you've done in the past, or kind of things to inspire people on ideas of like what is possible?
Well, I've got if you look at the header for the contest, you'll see some blue pieces coming off of the triggers, and I don't have one sitting here to show you. But if you look at the header of the contest on the main PrusaPrinters page,
yes, here, yes.
So there it is, right? So those blue things, that's a solution.
So those aren't just Loki horns. Those are actually
those are so someone can push the triggers from the top. Like if they had the controller sitting down on a table, they can push the triggers from the top. And you can see there, I've got them glued on and a screw through them, and that sucks. I would love to see solutions that were some non-destructive way of doing that exact same thing, either clipping on or mounting on or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be so simple.
Yes, and we have some
When I'm thinking about this, I know that Microsoft one day released a controller for accessibility, a very special one. But basically, you have to build the whole controller yourself, and these are just little things you can just put on and use it immediately.
Absolutely. Yeah, the 3D printing has changed how I do this completely. I used to crack open controllers and do electronic modifications, but now I'm focusing completely on 3D printing because it's distributed manufacturing. I can have somebody local to that person manufacture it, and I can have somebody install it that has no skills whatsoever, ideally. So I don't have to have the controller myself. Yeah, it's been amazing.
Yeah, and because it is external contest, it's basically run by Caleb, but just hosted by us. So you put together a whole committee of judges who will be evaluating the entries, right?
Yes, it's extremely important when working with communities, especially in a disability area, that you have true representation. So I made sure that my committee had people with physical disabilities in it. And then also some 3D printing gurus like Stefan and Matt. And then Bryce Johnson there is actually the co-creator of that Microsoft controller that Joe was just mentioning.
Awesome.
That is wonderful.
And that little kid there is just because I thought it would be fun. He has cerebral palsy, so it's more representation.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That is the right way to do it.
Yeah. So Caleb was talking about wanting to do this contest and thinking about getting a contest together. And I said, well, are you looking for a place to host this contest? And we don't normally host external contests, but let's do this. Let's make this happen. And so I sent Joe a message to make sure it would be okay. And then it was, well, what are you going to do for prizes for the contest? And and so we also are backing it that whoever comes up with the best design as decided by that committee of judges is going to get a Prusa Mini. And you got the pancake bot people reached out to you because they were excited too, and
they donated one and I purchased 2 more, so all 3 winners will get a pancake bot.
Awesome.
Wow, that is cool.
So very cool. We look forward to seeing what else is coming out there. And if you guys obviously, like I said, if you guys have some design skills and have some time, especially over the holidays, this is kind of a great way to give back to the community of, try to create some controller mods that would help out. And I think Caleb just gave a mission there to everyone with those top switches. I sat here already and I'm like, how would I do it? And already have some ideas in mind. So some of you guys could probably come up with some stuff pretty quickly. But also, like I said, this is our first external contest. If you're out there and have a great idea for a contest that you think we should run for an organization that you're working with, let me know, and let's see if we can make it work, because I think PrusaPrinters is a great platform for doing these things. And in this case, it's a great way to do something that will potentially help a lot of people. So yeah, super cool. All right, Caleb, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me and hosting the contest.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will have to have you back on the show sometime to talk about some of the other fun stuff that you work on. Yeah.
Yes.
Talk about 3D printing for 3D printing for goats or something like that. So.
Yeah. Yes. I was just going to ask as the last thing, how are the goats?
The goats are wonderful. I can't show you from here, unfortunately, but I have 4 goats and they're delightful.
And they love Raisin Bran.
Maybe next time you are the guest, you can bring them on. Do you let them inside?
No, I don't.
Probably smart.
Destroy the house.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll book them in the summertime and we'll get them out at the goats.
Yeah, Mikolas, we were talking about doing a stream from the alpaca enclosure.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can do an alpaca sheep goat stream or something.
We can also bring in the bees, but I'm not sure.
The bees.
Yeah,
I think we've got a whole theme here. Like stay tuned to Prusa Live, Joe's Little Farm edition. And so,
yeah.
All right. Thanks, Caleb, for joining us.
Thanks, Caleb.
See you soon. The thumbs up. Yeah, we can't do that. When I do this, I don't get it.
Yes, we discovered that rewind to see Caleb, but we discovered that earlier. Apparently, Zoom in web mode only. If you give a thumbs up, we'll put a thumbs up on on your screen, which we had never seen before until Caleb just did it randomly.
Cool little thing.
Yeah. All right. It's like contest palooza around here on this particular show. But let's get to our last contest for the show.
Yeah.
Yes, for the year. That is very true. Which is the every episode Prusa Live show us your prints competition. And yeah, we had a tricky time on this one because there was a lot of stuff that we love. That's definitely one of the things of this new once a month schedule. You guys submit so much stuff and there's so many good entries.
I guess I want to say tough. This is totally unfair. There is no system and we just pick what we like and that's it. That's it, guys. It's
so mood driven. I feel like it's the things that we love right now.
Yeah,
so
that is just how it goes.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I hope you guys were in good mood.
Oh yeah.
Well, I hope so because the third place is Berry Web, and I mean, if you wanted a showcase of the painting tools in PrusaSlicer 2.4, I mean, wow.
Yeah, that is masterpiece.
Yeah.
We talked about the face being a little bit uncanny valley, but other than that, it's pretty awesome.
Right. Yeah, and to think that he zoomed in there and got all that stuff shaded in, to split up the colors. He took the time to get this right.
Awesome job. Yeah. And modeled by David Eastman.
He was writing on Twitter that it was 160 hours of printing.
Ooh.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah, so congrats, Barry, and great job also, David Eastman, for creating the model.
Yeah.
Wonderful job.
And who do we have for number 2?
Okay, so number 2 is some kind of animal or so, or bunny or something. Did we have someone like that on the stream already? So, of course, it's 3D Print Bunny, our good friend who was on the show before. And it's another of her crazy Tensegrity models. Matt, you had something to do with this model, right?
Yeah, I this is a little bit of a guilty pleasure in that when she was doing some of the Halloween models, I was kind of having a conversation with her about them and suggested the idea of a, like a Santa flying over the houses motif in the tensegrity stuff. And she made it happen, and it's so much cooler than I would have even guessed. So, and I love, she gives the little nudge, and
yeah, it's I like with the way it's shot, I can't even see the little strings.
Yeah.
So it almost
Are they translucent?
I think I don't know if they're translucent or if they're white. She has so many different layers in there, and but they might be translucent so that they just disappear. 3D Print Bunny, if you're watching or if you watch us in the future, we'd love to know if those are translucent or white. So let us know on Twitter. So yeah, super cool model, and lovely print. All right, so our number one, and this goes kind of into that exactly like what we're feeling at the time, because this just totally made us giggle.
Yeah, it's just goofy, but the first place goes to Thomas Walter, Balu, and it's the Loki crocodile. But I mean, it's just really funny and cute. So there you go.
I really loved the Loki series. I thought it was very
too.
funny, and when the Loki Gator showed up, it was just
that was super hilarious. I'm so much looking forward to season 2.
Yeah.
And when we saw this going through the list, it made both of us laugh, and we couldn't help but give it first place.
So congrats on the first place. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking about the MCU, have you guys seen the new Spider-Man yet?
No,
not yet.
I have. And it's
is it good?
I don't want to hype it or spoil anything, but I really liked it. So yeah.
I saw your discussion. I just saw your discussion with Joel about it.
Yeah.
And I desperately want to see it, but not yet.
Yeah, so I was invited for the Matrix, the latest Matrix premiere, but it was 9 p.m. today in Prague. Now it's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we have you.
I mean, there was no chance I wouldn't be here.
Nice.
Last stream of the year, come on.
Yeah. Okay, so those were the winners of the Prusa Live picks of the Prusa Live contest, and we have some time for your questions. So
we've got about 8 minutes.
Shoot in the chat if you have anything you want to ask about. Good old when Wi-Fi update Prusa Connect. Yes, working on it. We swear it's happening. Not ready yet. Sorry about that.
There was a team change in the recent months, and it's picking up speed now.
My connection
is everything working?
It says
you're freezing.
Okay, it said my connection is unstable, but I'm on a cable connection, so
yeah.
Seems
so. The Connect was now released to all the people who applied for the beta to see how it goes up, and then we will be slowly opening it up.
Okay.
I don't know if we will do invites or something, but we will definitely. I mean, I don't think it's smart to have 100,000 people just jump on it.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Also worth noting that we released firmwares for everything, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Mark III, Mini, SL1S.
Yeah. So
PrusaSlicer, everything.
Yeah. So
maybe look for the CB or CW.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. So if you wanna, if you wanna update your firmware, we put out a bunch of new stuff. So chances are there's a new firmware for your machine because we put out firmwares for all the machines.
I have 2 questions from Discord, both of which are more questions as much as they are suggestions about future things. One is Do we have any plans for, especially now that we have all the Prusa meter stuff and all the badges? Are there any plans for any statistics or graphs or anything like that someone could look at a dashboard and see?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, there is already like, I know it's not ideal, but you know, you get, zoom. You get this history of what you got Prusa meters for, and if you hover over the text, you get the 30-day period that it's from. So that's one thing. But yes, we definitely we want to do some kind of statistics. We don't know how detailed they will be, but it's clear that, you know.
I think we should do. I think we should do something so it encourages the people to compete.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could just get Wilco to write all of our all of our statistics since he's Captain PrusaPrinters spreadsheet.
I have one.
By the way, the new name is probably going to happen in the Q1.
Oh yeah, Joe, have you seen the update? Like about it?
I signed the contract.
Oh, that's right. The update was you signing it. So, like, I guess
so he's aware.
I guess you've heard. I just saw Martin in the office showing me the papers that like it's happening.
Mickey, are you doing a vacation between the holidays? Maybe you should.
Yeah. I think
time for a brain reset.
I think this is the last day in the office before Christmas for me. So yeah. I saw Occupied Brain in the chat asking about if automatic variable like layer height layers are possible. Hell yeah, and it's already there. So we have the new shape gallery. So I'm just gonna put in a bunny, and then I select the variable layer height, and there is the adaptive button, and it just looks at the things and it decides where you need, you know, lots of, you know, there's the slope, so you need small layer height, and then here it's almost vertical, so you can go with tall layer height, and then you can pick the smoothing radius, and you just go bam, and it like smooths it. I also like to, there's the keys, shift and right mouse button smooths where you hover. So I actually really like to just, you know, select the places where there's big jumps and just smooth it out. And yeah, I mean, the bunny is not the best example for this, but yeah, that's how you do it. Matt, you had one more question before I jumped in?
Yeah, so we had a question on Discord of, is there any plan, and again, I think this is more of a suggestion, but I really like this one, of adding some kind of like a ruler tool into, measurement tool into PrusaSlicer.
Yeah, I think I told Wojciech some time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know
that should be quite quick.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I remember using that a lot in NetFab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's right, using the Fusion too, so it would be nice.
Yeah, super useful if you're trying to make sure that, you know, a part in a specific place meets compliance. It's nice to be able to measure it if you're like scaling things.
Do you need a Prusa to use PrusaSlicer? Not at all. Actually, one of the things we update all the time, and that's together with the community, is including more profiles for other printers. So if you launch PrusaSlicer and you just go configuration wizard, and a thing will pop up, and you go other vendors, and you select what printer manufacturer you want, and then you can pick the printers. But I mean, also this is not all. You can also just create your own profile or download some from Facebook groups or whatever. So definitely not needed.
Yeah, but I would say we are very careful in which profiles we put there. We try to verify them with at least 2 people, because you know we don't want to have there something which is undercooked.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But it is very easy to at least get your own base profile. If the machine you have is not supported there, it is very easy to get your own base profile up and going, and then you can tune that profile to what works for you. So, All right, let's get one more question in and call it a year.
I mean, if I see some really quick, like, will the manual for PrusaSlicer be updated? I was trying to, not wait for when it's released. So a lot of the new features are already covered. There's just a banner on top that says this is available only in PrusaSlicer 2.4. So most of the MMU painting, the simplify model, all of these things are covered. Though I didn't get to do it all, so of course, like if you go into support settings or something, I'm sure there's some uncovered things, but it will get updated over time. So
Fantastic.
Yes, for sure. And do we ship to India? Oh, I think so.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think so.
I've definitely spoken to Indian users about having our machines now. Do they direct ship? I don't know, but.
And then there's also, I saw many times, a question about US warehouse.
Yeah, maybe something will happen next year.
Yes.
You never know.
You never know.
We've got a big, exciting year ahead of us.
You never know, but we are quite efficient while shipping from here. So even if the people are expecting that if we have US warehouse, it will be cheaper, but actually, in fact, it will most definitely be more expensive because we have such a good rates that the ground shipping US side is more expensive than just air shipping it directly from Prague.
Yeah, and the DHL shipments are so fast. So fast.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
I just answered a question without talking, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is our show.
Yeah, that's it for this year, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah. Happy holidays, everyone, and happy printing during the holidays, and see you next year.
I'll see you next year. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. Have very happy holidays. Stay safe. Keep printing. See you in 2022. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Bye.